Hello, I'm Greg Harrison with USDA Market News Service here in St. Joe, Missouri with your national feeder cattle summary this week. Well, looking at the calf market this week as we start the month of November, receipts are pretty much dominated by calves, like last week, also pretty much made up of calves. And looking at the calf market this week, like last week, it's very uneven like last week, but the best demand remains on lightweight calves that are suitable for wheat pasture. And looking at some of the price trends around Oklahoma, mostly we're for these wheat calves that are suitable for wheat pasture, trading mostly steady to $10 higher, and on those native calves, and usually that $10 higher was in early part of the week, and that was at Oak City. The rest of the market's pretty much steady for the rest of the week on calves. You go to the southeast, Midwest, Northern Plains, calf market traded just very uneven. Some of the better trends were on the lightweight calves under 500 pounds, unevenly steady again. They range from steady to 5 lower to spots 5 higher. Other places steady to 10 lower to 10 higher, just depending on what time of the week it was and when the sale was. And a lot of the decline this week, major declines were on bigger calves weighing over 550 pounds, especially weighing 600-700 pound type calves. Yearlings this week on a light test pretty much steady to $5 lower. As we go across the Northern Plains and Midwest, looking at some more of the calves, preconditioned calves still remain the calves of choice for a lot of the older buyers, with a lot of these weaned calves still sold with very good demand this week, even though for the most part we saw a lower market in many areas. But the good weaned calves still sell with very good demand, as the feedlots and growing lots are getting full of calves right now with new arrivals, and we're seeing, you see calves get sick and are getting ready to break and get sick. And so a lot of these good weaned calves, preconditioned calves, still remain selling with very good demand. Cattle futures this week, especially from Wednesday and Thursday, just took a major beating, and a major beating with an ugly stick. We continue to see this future market just remain very volatile, trying to gauge just how much, if any, upside potential remains in this market as we get ready to go into the holiday season. Futures really collapsed on Wednesday with limit losses on both feeder cattle and live cattle, and Thursday their losses just continued as this market just remains very elusive. On Thursday, just anxiety-like attitude continued to see heavy losses on Thursday that just grew with strong-armed haste, with losses of $4 to $5 on feeder cattle, and sharp losses in the fed cattle market on live cattle ranging from $1.90 up to $2.70. So the futures market this week really collapsed during midweek, mid to late week there. Last couple of weeks, the fed cattle market has held in line around 130 to 138 and a half, and of course that was before this Wednesday and Thursday's crash, which will definitely upset market behavior there, and probably going into next week as well for both the live and feeder cattle. Box beef values this week felt some pressure early week, and they rebounded on Wednesday, but on Thursday, choice box beef closed $1.28 lower at $218.86 for choice product. That's running about $1.50 lower than it was last week at this time. And we're right now getting ready to enter the time of year when white meat and ham pretty much dominate sales and retail ads. Looking at harvest, it continues to wind down. Corn's now about 85% harvested, and soybeans 92% harvested. And looking at some regional weighted averages this week in the north central region, 600 to 700 pound steers trading mostly about $5 lower than they were last week at $195.54. 700 to 800 pounds, $9 lower at $193.73. 800 to 900 pounds also running about $4 lower at $191.15. In the south central region, 500 to 600 pound steers running $1 lower at $211.09. 600 to 700 pounds about $2 lower at $194.51. 700 to 800 pounds $5 lower at $187.23. And 800 to 900 pound steers in the south central region also about $5 lower at $183.26. Southeast region, 400 to 500 pound calves running about $2 lower at $212.50. That's your markets for this week. Appreciate you for listening, and we'll be back with you next week.